Hi guys, and welcome back to another unboxing video. My name is Thomas, and today I shall be enjoying a Maximus Violante while doing this. So, cheers guys. Quite pleasant. It's not bad. Right, so today we have this box in, and I can already feel it's a two-parter. I think I know what this is, so let's get to it. Always feels a bit weird when unboxing a bag, but oh well. Should still have two boxes inside. It goes so quickly, right? So here we have them already. Yeah, as I thought, that's two keyboards, a small one and a bigger one. That's a small one. Very 90s like print on it. And that's the bigger one. So, oh, slightly dented on top of this one. So this is a shipment from Epomaker, as you probably concluded by now. We have here the Cypher 96 and the Carbon60. So let's first get to this one here. So the Cypher series is, I guess, a small series of keyboards, of which I previously unboxed a macropad. And the macropad was nice, especially because it featured a calculator in it. And I think that's why it's called a Cypher, right? And this one, oh god, interesting color scheme. And this one, ta-da, similarly uses an integrated calculator module in the keyboard. Now, that basically makes it sort of a modern Focus 8000 keyboard, which is a vintage board that also has an integrated calculator, and that's pretty nice. I really like calculators in my keyboards. Honestly, if you've never had a calculator in your keyboard, it's much more useful than you think it is. At least I think so. Now, this color scheme is interesting. I mean, yeah, that's it's kind of a statement, isn't it? I think they have multiple colors, and I think I might have, I don't know if I asked for a specific one. I don't recall anymore. So this is a 96% keyboard or a 98% keyboard. It's basically nearly a full size, except they kind of smashed the nav cluster into the main and the numpad. So you have arrow keys, but there's no nav keys like page up, page down, that sort of stuff. There is a print and delete key here, but in order to make them fit, they had to apparently smush all the F keys together. So it's a slightly space-saving layout, but it's nearly full size. Personally, I would have preferred just an actual full size. I think these sorts of layouts always come with a bit of compromise, but then again, you do get a bit of space back for it. So let's see what else is in here. I don't want to review the keyboard yet. This is just a first impressions video after all. Fairly big ass manual, actually. Is that, yeah, there's multiple different languages. Hopefully it's not too necessary at the time. What else do we have here? Yes, very standard looking white USB cable. Excuse me. Keycap and switch puller. Yeah, I think I've got a few of these already. Well, that's nice to have. It's one of those pre-splayed ones. I like it when keycap pull is a priest blade. It just helps you a little bit, you know. And some switches. I think these are the lavender pistachio coloured switches that I've shown before. I forget what they're called. Does it say anything on the box? Let's have a look. I mean, as I recall, they're just generic Cherry MX clones, really, but let's see if I can find out what they are. Exploded 1800 compact mechanical keyboard. Yeah, that refers to the layout. Numpad calculator with screen, built-in buzzer. Oh, is this one of those keyboards that makes that horrible noise? Oh, yeah, I think, didn't the Cypher 21 do that as well? That it just beeps by default? They should get that the hell out of their keyboards, because it's on by default, and every time you switch it off and then on again, then the beeper starts turned on. So it drives you fucking crazy. I don't know who thought that that beeper was a good idea, but let's see, blah blah, hot swappable. It doesn't say anything about switches, I think. Yeah, I don't think so. Huh. There you go. So that's one. Yeah, fuck it. I'll just put these away real quick. Then next up, the Carbon60. Now the I must admit, this is the one that I asked for, and then I said the Carbon60. Yeah, sure, doesn't hurt. Throw that in as well. They basically send me a list of keyboards saying, you know, anything you fancy. And of course, I tend to look for the more interesting and strange keyboards rather than, you know, just the keyboards. And this one, as you can probably already guess, is made out of carbon fiber. There you go. It's very small, even for a 60% keyboard. It's oh yeah, and it's got a Wooting-like strap. So let's do a group picture. Like so. There you go. So this one is sort of semi-low profile. Are the switches low profile? I think the switches are supposed to be low profile. Yeah, they're low profile. Maybe Calchoc V2 or Cherries or something. It's got the Cherry mount, not the ML type mount. The keyboard itself is not mega thin, but it's got thin keycaps, thin switches, and the keyboard itself is ridiculously light. It weighs almost nothing, which is of course a virtue of carbon fiber. It's got that nice carbon fiber style print on it. I'm guessing it's real carbon fiber. I mean, so I mean, carbon fiber is very strong yet very light. So maybe this is a good choice for a traveling keyboard, which I guess makes sense why it's such a small one as well. Wireless, of course. Let's see. I'm pretty sure it's actually carbon fiber, not just carbon fiber print. I mean, blah blah blah. Carbon fiber case material. Yeah, makes sense, as it says on the back here. So that's pretty cool. I think I've reviewed one carbon fiber keyboard so far. I forgot which one that was, but well, in any case, it's you know, it's an interesting material, carbon fiber. So I don't mind taking a look at something like this. You know, if you make an interesting keyboard, I'll happily take a look at it. Some switches and a dongle. Let's see, and the cable. This one's braided, the other one's not. This is a plastic one. That's a braided cable. And wow, desiccant silica gel. Silica gel? What's that doing here? Let's see, some spare keycaps. These are non-colored keycaps. They're variations of the escape and enter that are just black rather than sky blue. And of course, a switch puller, Epomaker branded switch and keycap puller. I think it's exactly the same model as the other one. This just has their nameplate on it. Yeah, looks exactly the same. Just going to quickly hook this up to my computer. Let's see. Oh, interesting. So, yeah, that's nice. So, if you look at the calculator on this thing, difficult to see, I'm going to guess. But this one is backlit, which is nice because the Cypher numpad didn't have a backlight for the display, and that made it quite difficult to see because it's just a simple liquid crystal display. So you got those black digits on a kind of darkish background. It wasn't so easy to see. I think this will be much easier to make out. It makes sense because you can just wire this, whereas with a numpad it's not quite as convenient. So the batteries will run dry faster. Now, I suspect it thinks that it's 1 minute to 7 o'clock on it. I think that's a clock. In reality, it's 1 minute to midnight, but oh well. Yeah, now it's 7 o'clock, so it's definitely a clock. Okay, let's see. Open a typing program real quick. Light linears, I think. They're not Hall effects, they're just contact-based switches. I completely forgot about what these were called, but that doesn't matter so much. Is this, I think this slider at the side. Yeah, the slider at the side here controls whether it's Bluetooth, wireless, or wired. So when you tend to fuck around with F keys like this, in my experience that can be a little bit annoying for some applications, but at least you do get 2 extra keys here, which is nice. Especially, I mean, it's got print screen and delete, which are usually some of the first keys that are removed from a keyboard, and I use both of those extensively. So I am very happy that they put them on. That is nice. Right, so now let's have a look at the other one. Now that we're at it. There you go. Very soft backlight. You can barely see it. If I switch the light off, I think, yeah, it must be very low setting. Your mother is ready and set up to go. There's maybe a way to increase the intensity of the backlight, but it doesn't matter too much. So let's see how this types. Oh, low profile. Yeah, so light linears as well. Makes sense because they're red colored. So, I'm not entirely sure who made these. I don't know if it's Chalk V2 or Cherries. I think they look very similar. Let's have a look. Neither. Gateron. Apparently Gateron do the same style of low profile switch as well. Interesting. Well, must admit it's kind of all the same to me. I don't know if I've reviewed these yet. I think I might have, but it's also cool to take a look at another low profile keyboard. I've covered a bunch of low profile keyboards, but not that many. So it's good to flesh that out a little bit. Okay, anyway, I think I've been waffling on for long enough now. That's pretty interesting. So these will probably take a while to actually cover. At the time of filming this, I still need to finish the ergo block. In fact, I think you can see the next installment in the corner, lurking in the corner over there. And then I've got another ergo keyboard, and I've got one more ergo keyboard incoming, and a whole bunch more keyboards that I still need to review. So, long backlog, but that doesn't matter. At least I'm not going to run out of keyboards anytime soon. Well, in any case, I guess that was it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.